Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Terrane Hicks in the house, the Occult College. Welcome, welcome.
What up? What up?
Okay, so all of Terrane's information is going to be in the description bar. His YouTube channel, the Occult College, phone number to text him, and website as well. So y'all go check it out if y'all are trying to get in contact. So we're going to be talking about paranormal things, spirits, ghosts, and the Conjuring series, the Conjuring movies, because the new one has come out.
When does the new one come out?
I think on the 5th, September the 5th.
Ooh, okay.
So, love that series.
Yes.
The first one was like the first really good horror movie in a long time. When it first came out, the first Conjuring. So we're gonna be talking about actual paranormal experiences with spirits, ghosts, and what we think about the Conjuring movie, since those are based on real hauntings. Okay, so what was your favorite Conjuring movie?
The first one, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was based in Rhode Island, which is not too far from where I'm at. And I like the Conjuring series because, like you said, it's the first real, like, scary movie that wasn't corny in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the exorcism movies lost their quality. So when they came out with the Conjuring, we're like, oh yeah, this is the real deal. I remember that. And what I like about the Conjuring series, what I love about the Conjuring series is they're all based off of real hauntings. So that's the stuff that every time it gets me inspired to watch when I see based on a true story. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But the first one, 2013, that was the real deal.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah.
I also like the spinoff, The Nun. Those.
Yeah. The Annabelle stuff.
The Nun, the Annabelle, the Conjuring, like all of them.
The spinoffs are good. The Nuns, I think they made what, 3? 2018 and 2023. The Nuns spinoff. Yeah.
I remember when that first Nun movie came out. I was really into like decoding symbolism, and I actually took a notebook to the theater and was trying to write in the dark, taking notes while watching the movie. But it was, it was good. I liked it because like you said, it is based on true stories. You can actually do historical research on it and visit some of the sites and all that kind of stuff. So that's so crazy. And like a lot of people that grew up Catholic or in the church, they could kind of relate to some of this weird stuff as well. And since the church is so heavily, like the Catholic Church is so heavily, into exorcisms, actually, a lot of that stuff you get like growing up or like just in general is very interesting. And you experience a lot of weird paranormal stuff as well, especially when you're around a lot of people that believe in it.
Yeah. I also like these movies because they show some authenticity on how exorcisms work, at least from the Catholic Church side. So I like that because that's a real thing. The Catholic Church has some of the best exorcists, actually. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting because they got all of the books of demonology in the Vatican. So they know exactly what formulas to go to exercise these energies. So I think that's fascinating too.
Yeah, and people don't realize like they hold a lot of the secrets and stuff, and a lot of the stuff that most people don't believe and just say, oh, that's not real. They got evidence of it in the vault in the Vatican. So
yeah,
a lot of it's real. They also got videos and everything. They keep that stuff locked up, but they got it.
Yeah. What I find very fascinating. In order to get the Catholic Church involved in an exorcism, they need absolute proof. And I think they need 3 serious cases of paranormal activity that is causing harm before they get involved. They say it take about 6 months because they get caught for so many cases.
Dang.
But when they
people,
you know, if a local shaman can't do it, you gotta wait that 6 months out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that you think that's why a lot of people turn to the local shaman or people in the community that practice.
Oh yeah, they don't have a choice. You know, I have had to do several exorcisms because literally no one else was available.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a real situation, a lot of other medicine men and medicine women are not as good. So like I did something maybe like 2 years ago. The person went through like 4 different people and that situation was still unresolved.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I had some notes that I was taking along like 2 days ago or 1 day ago.
Okay.
And let me look through them because I wanted to discuss something and I just got to look to what I was getting ready to talk about. So Conjuring. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Conjuring, the actual art of conjuring. So do you practice conjuring?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
For like a lot of people will call like conjuring and they will say you're conjuring up spirits, entities, ancestors or whatever. So what can people conjure that? What's the safest type of energy to conjure first? Let's just say somebody that wants to try it.
Your ancestors.
Okay, your ancestors are the
Right?
safest.
Relatives that are loved ones that you absolutely knew safest, that you know are in your corner. Also like ancestors that you have signs that they've been reaching out to you energetically. Safest all day because they're on your team.
Okay, so what do you think about people that say that you can't communicate with the dead or it's necromancy? Or it's not them.
It's necromancy, right? It's contained within the art of dealing with the dead, but you absolutely can. If that was the case, we would not have paranormal museums that have so much evidence of hauntings and stuff like that. So we know we can communicate with the dead. It's actually scientific fact. Okay.
So somebody want to communicate with maybe not their ancestor. What about just someone that has already passed over? Would that be considered necromancy if they're not related?
It would absolutely be a form of necromancy.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Usually, classically, you would hire someone who has the license to communicate with the dead. And that a lot of times is a certain type of priest that has the initiation and a license to do that. But some of us are talented where we may not need it. Some of us are born with license to communicate and conjure other dead energies.
Right. So if you wanted to attract and conjure some of the ancestors or somebody else in general that may have already passed, what would you need? Because I wrote down some stuff that I think you could use.
One of the best things that we can use is their picture, because the picture contains their DNA. Of course, their name. Right. Of course, belongings that they've had, things that have belonged to them. Right. But I feel like my favorite item in that list that I just named is the picture. Because you got the DNA right there.
Mm-hmm. So, like, you would set up an altar with some pictures or clothing items or items that belong to the person.
Mm-hmm.
Something they liked in life, like drinks or food. And then what would you do? Just sit there and, try to communicate with them or try to attract them by sitting with the offerings?
I light a white candle.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that they like alcohol, then that's going to definitely be their offering.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, alcohol is one of the techniques that I use to channel energies or open that portal. I use alcohol for communication with the dead a lot. So I'm going to use alcohol regardless. Gin is good. Universally, gin is like one of the best things you could use. So you got the candle, the pitcher, the alcohol. You have their name, of course, and you would take a night where you would kind of call out to them and tell them that you are trying to reach them and you're looking for a sign that they are able to respond.
Right. And what I was writing down, like, I was like just thinking, and I was like, I've read many Conjuring books and all that kind of stuff about conjuring spirits and ancestors and all that. I know that if you conjuring an ancestor or spirits or wherever, you don't want to just blatantly ask them for something as soon as you bring them in or as soon as you start to try to communicate. You don't want to be like trying to ask them for stuff, right? You're supposed to be like developing a relationship, a bond, and an open line of communication. Because some people will only do magic or conjure or call on answers when they need something. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Because whether they are alive or dead, you don't want to use anyone. Dead or alive, they still have feelings.
Okay.
So that's very important. Another good communication tool, and this is a pendulum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can
Uh,
communicate through that.
Right. But I would say already be working with a pendulum. Don't just use the pendulum for that because you haven't established the psychic energy between you and the pendulum yet.
Yeah.
But a pendulum is very good for connecting with ancestors.
Okay. Yeah, I got a bunch of those, but I use it for all sorts of things too. And sometimes like some people ask for signs, or some people just say if the ancestors are with me, let it be known or make like this may or may not happen. Or just be clear about what it is you are trying to attract, and then you'll see signs like all around you. So I think a lot of times when people want to confirm that they're, conjuring up their ancestors, they'll start to see little signs around them. That's going to kind of let them know that they're there. So have you received any signs when working with ancestors?
Oh yeah, all the time. Every night, it is difficult to sleep because the communication is constant because the way I've set things up, they're always moving around. My place is like a portal. So they move through to and fro. And that's how we've had things thousands of years ago. We were so much more connected to our ancestors. Yeah, the West, we're removed from that, the Western world.
Yeah. In some cultures, that's still how it is. I know in like Eastern cultures, a lot of them have ancestor altars in their house. So no big.
One of the best offerings and channeling tools is tobacco. Whether that is a cigar, a cigarette, a plant medicine that we call hape. That stuff is really, really good for that ancestral connection to back off.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so after you safely practice conjuring your ancestors, like what's the next thing or next type of energy, not thing, but what type of energy should people want to conjure next after they have conjured ancestors? So maybe somebody that, or some type of energy that can inspire them, like maybe someone that's been, passed, and you kind of want some of their like inspiration.
Okay. Like let's say Michael Jackson, right? You play his music on a Saturday or something like that, or for his birthday, and make him a meal, play all of his music all day, have his picture there, use the candle, and this is my tribute to Michael Jackson. I'm reaching out to you. You really inspire me. And if the energy is right, he will respond. Either directly by showing a sign, or if that goes well, then you start seeing him in dreams. And then now you successfully conjured the superstar. And he can inspire you by embedding thoughts into your head to be more creative. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
They have you seen the new Supreme line?
Nah.
Outfits. They got Michael Jackson stuff now.
Let me look that up right now.
Supreme.
Okay.
They got shorts, hoodies, jackets, t-shirts.
Oh, this is cool.
I'm about to get some.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, if they don't have to be quite Michael Jackson. Like, let's say you want to be a writer or a songwriter. You don't have to like conjure up, someone that's super famous. You could conjure up like maybe your favorite writer, maybe your favorite songwriter if you're a songwriter, your favorite philosopher if you want to get more intelligent with, and learn, philosophy and understand it. So I would say, of course, everybody would love to get like super famous people, but I think more historical figures who haven't had people like really just trying to conjure them, and their energy may be more willing to work with you, especially, given the modern day and how things are. So I would say like reach back. It's also a way to, work with, energies and people that have ideas that were ahead of their time that might be perfect for this day and age,
That's a great idea, because you got like all these inventors and stuff like that go unnoticed. And one of the things I know by working necromancy is that some of these spirits want to be working with the living. Right? Some of them want to be doing some sort of service with the living. They want to be worked with. It's a great energy exchange. So I think that's a great idea.
I think a lot of the businessmen and the powerful people of today do that. They work with a lot of those old historical energies. They probably got some DNA hidden away somewhere, and they can like literally do spell work and conjure work with these historical figures, like, and pull some of that energy, some of that idea, ideas that they can.
I know what you're saying to be a fact, because this insurance company I worked for, they had the founder of the company. He was probably dead for like 100 and something years. And they had his office and his picture and his altar, and they had a room for him. And on his birthday, they would celebrate him in his room. And like, you would not be able to go into that room. And like, there was a whole office space dedicated to him. And that would be a version of that, because he was very close with the CEO in his death because the CEO of the company did not know who he was. That's how long ago he died.
Wow.
So that's an example of that. And the company's still thriving today. So it's a big insurance company.
Okay, well, that's interesting. You never know, like, what type of companies are, doing magic and conjuring.
I've heard of several corporations doing that, especially with the energy of the founder.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So when Jay is saying that Kim Kardashian did this with Marilyn Monroe's hair and her dress. So yeah, there's like, she's obsessed with Marilyn Monroe. She wore her dress and has some of her hair and tries to channel her with her energy to be like iconic. So, well, everybody always says that they practice magic, so yeah, I think most people do in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank y'all. So if I wanted to conjure an energy or a spirit, what's the first thing I need to know? Like, because I know people are going to try to do this without doing. I say read and learn. Do you have any book recommendations?
For how to conjure a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
I have a list. I'm gonna just link it here. This is like
Okay.
my spiritual books and items on Amazon. I suggest, and I put a bunch of books in there for reference. But there is one, if you keep scrolling, called Conjuring Spirits.
Conjuring Spirits for Witches.
Yeah.
You know that book?
I think it's in my list.
Okay, yeah. That's a good book. And then The Art of Conjuration.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Tusk.
Okay. So
OSCARTUSK.
Oscar Tusk, the art of conjuration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to put that one on the list. So I don't know. It seems like whenever I start to study like about conjuring and stuff, it's like there's a whole shift that occurs. Like the energies in the room shifts when I just start reading about it. I've noticed like it's different. It's not the same thing as reading about alchemy. It's not the same thing as reading about symbols or stones. But when you literally start to study conjure or read about it, the energy literally shifts in the room, because I feel like a lot of those like energies are, there waiting to be conjured, or observed.
That's deep. Same thing with genie magic. The minute you start reading on that stuff or speak that stuff up, they're like ready to be worked with. So the minute you say, I think I want to get into the genie thing, you start reading, it's like they come right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think the same way the pendulum responds to electromagnetic frequency, I think when we study things like conjure, our electromagnetic frequency starts pulling the outer realm, like immediately.
I don't like to talk about like what I experience too much, but I can tell you that like just by reading about something and then thinking about like, okay, well, this is what I want to see if the spirits that want to be worked with, let them show me this, right? And then not even 12 hours later, like literally upon waking up, I'm shown something like materially. So like that right there, like it does happen super fast, and something totally unexpected, something not related to anything that I do at all or whatever. It just appeared, just done. Like, okay, this is what you asked for. Psh, here you go. And I didn't ask anything. I just said, if any type of energies want to present themselves, present it in this form. So
I think what you're saying is the minute you get into this, the door opens up like that.
yeah, so it's fast.
So with that being said, make sure that you are in the right mental space for that spirit activity.
Mm-hmm.
Because the door just open right up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say the right mental space would be?
You shouldn't be dealing with any trauma or any recent trauma. Shouldn't be fresh off of any tragedies. I absolutely believe that you should not be in any form of depression. Because this is where things go left. Right? Being in a positive mental space, stable mental space is best. And also I want to add on diet, because if you're eating the wrong things, you can easily go into the negative energy. You don't want to do that with your energy feel so open or vulnerable.
Well, what I did before I started to do any of those things, of course, I always go back to Galveston. I went back to the ocean, and this during the black moon. Okay, during the black moon last week, the waters were clear. Like normally, they're kind of like cloudy with the sediment from the Mississippi, but this time it looked like Florida. Like it was very clear during the black moon because the current shifted or whatever and took the sediment somewhere else. So for that whole weekend, Galveston water was super clear. So we went down there. We got an Airbnb again, and then we all got in the water. Like me and my kids got in the water, and then like I was just manifesting, doing all this stuff, and then when I came back home, then I was starting to learn and read more about Conjuring in one of these books that I had in researching, and that's when I was like, all that energy, all that black moon energy, all that water, ocean energy. I think that also helped bring in a lot of that spiritual energy, the positive spiritual energies. So I kind of combined everything to make it more powerful.
So can we say water is a effective medium for conjuring? Yeah, because I agree with that. Yeah,
we brought back, we were going to make salt water. So I got I took some ocean water.
Oh, yeah. So, that means you got black moon water.
I got ocean black moon water, and then we're going to make salt and make black moon ocean water. I mean, black moon sea salt.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
So, yeah, I think just whatever. I was just doing whatever. And then it just keeps making things easier because it's just becoming more automatic. Sometimes you don't even have to think about stuff and it just works out. I think it's because you make stuff that's a lifestyle that incorporates into your normal everyday life. It's not a big deal anymore once you do this for a long time.
I know another good book for Conjuring, the book on mediums. The book on mediums by Allan Kardec, ALLAN KARDEC. The book on mediums by Allan Kardec.
Okay. And you read that one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a good book for a lot of people that is into spiritismo science or practice.
Okay. Like Santeria?
Yeah. So, similar, at least the mediumship side of it.
So like spiritualists?
Yeah, spiritualists that are into mediumship, conjuring, doing ceremonies for the dead. What do you call that stuff? Seances. Seances.
So have you ever done a seance?
Yeah, I mean, in my practice, what our ceremonies are basically seances. You know what I'm saying?
Has somebody ever hired you to contact someone in a seance? Particular person.
No,
Okay.
but some of my coven students do that. They're hired to do seances,
Mm-hmm.
and they're pretty good at it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, what kind of things do people experience in those? Like when,
A lot of people experience say that there's an ancestor that needs to get a message across. That message will come through that person channeling the spirit. So a lot of messages that absolutely need to get through come through.
Mhm.
And those messages are very clear, right? And when I say clear, it can be, hey, I left some money for you and you have an inheritance, or I don't want this person to be part of the inheritance, stuff like that. And I'm telling you, those messages are clear. And the medium have no knowledge of what is going on. That's how you know it's real.
Mm.
If the medium is legit, they'll give the accurate names and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I used to do readings and stuff, sometimes people would ask about people that had passed away, and I would use cards to kind of communicate or try
Mhm.
to see if I could get something. And a lot of stuff that came up was very accurate. Like sometimes things would just I would just envision them and I would mention it, and they would be like, "Yeah, that's them," you know. So, for example, I would start to smell like a cigar, and I was like, "Okay, I'm smelling a cigar," and then like I just envisioned this lady smoking a cigar, like a lady, and she said, "That's my aunt. She died last year, and she smoked cigars." And I had no idea. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know. They're trying to come through.
I-
So like to get like a weird, just like you would never think about like a old lady smoking a cigar, right? You would think more of a man or somebody's uncle or grandfather. It was straight up feminine energy with the smell of cigar smoke and like an older woman's voice that would come through. And then we did the cards. And so she was like, "Yeah, that's my aunt, and I've been thinking about her lately, and she smokes cigars every day."
wow. So
But
you're a real medium.
at that time, I was working heavily and doing like necromancy work a lot. I would go to the cemetery a lot. I work with a lot of things that have to do with necromancy during that time, and I was doing a lot of that. In but like so that's when the energies start to come through when I was concentrated on it, but like not so much now because I'm not like as concentrated on it now. I don't do that as much. But when I was really into it, I was tapped in.
Yeah, mediums
Hmm.
make the most money. They're the highest paid spiritualists. They
Hmm.
make, like good mediums make around at least $450 an hour. Some of them make around 400,000 or 500,000 a year because mediumship is quality, especially if they're good. That's going to be a rich person, and
Hmm.
and it's and not everyone has the gift to be a medium.
Hmm. I also think uh, some people don't tell you what they're doing. And I kind of picked up on this one time with one or two people. So they would pay me money, but they would ask me these weird random questions as if I were a person that they were trying to contact. And we weren't doing no medium type of reading, but I guess they had a reading before, or they were trying to test my skills or something.
Mhm.
And so they kept talking to me as if I were another person. You know what I'm saying? Which was kind of weird. I was like, I don't know if this person is cool and crazy. But what happened was their mom had passed. And I think that when they watched my videos, a lot of stuff that they were picking up on was like some type of energy. And so they would ask me questions that they wanted answers from their mother. Like they would ask me a question as if I was their mom who had recently passed. And they would like literally pay attention to my answers and what it was. They would ask me about like the stock market and some crazy stuff, and I didn't have no idea what all of that stuff was. And they were asking me what I should do with the furniture. I'm like, what furniture? So I was like, okay, they really think I'm their mama. So hey, let me see that furniture. I was gonna buy it. Anyway, yeah, because some people that get spiritual work, they may be in a depressed state as well. They may think they see their loved one in another person. They might feel like they're talking to like a medium that's in contact with their loved one. So I didn't ask any questions. I just went along with it because maybe it was helpful to them.
Yeah.
And they would send me a lot of money. I didn't even ask. They just kept sending it. Maybe I was making up for some lost time, but I didn't push it. Thank you.
Would you ever go back to doing that type of work?
Maybe when I'm old. Maybe when all my hair turns gray.
Do you feel like it's too draining?
I feel like I did it for a long time, and I feel like I would definitely go back to it later on because it's something I was really into, but I had to put another message out first on my other channel to help these ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Part of when I did those spiritual workings, a lot of the stuff was based on and centered around getting some man, and I was like, look, let me help them real quick, and I'll be right back. Gray.
Yeah, I could dig that. Yeah, I feel you. I will not ever go back to psychic readings ever again.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I was good, but I'm done. I think I stopped at 27.
Okay, what was the one reading you remember that said, I'm just done?
It wasn't one reading. It was after I did readings, I would be so drained. And I think after like my umpteenth time of getting burned out,
mm-hmm.
I would get sick. And I'm like, I can't do this no more. And I was good, but I don't think my psychic energy to be used for that type of service. You know what I'm saying? But at first, I loved it. But maybe because I did so many readings early on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I worked for this psychic site and I was getting called back to back to back. Yeah, that burnt me out. But yeah, I'm not going back to that. It got to a point where before I did a reading, I had to wear like a mud cloth to protect my energy. That was pretty cool. That worked for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't work for no service, but I booked a lot of readings, and I would do only a certain amount a day. So that's kind of how I didn't really get super burnt out. I got more frustrated with the people not taking responsibility for their lives, but I could go back in the future. Like I didn't do too much to where I'd never want to go back. I did enough to where the door is still open for me.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from with being frustrated with people not wanting to take responsibility for your lives. Some of these people would ask some ridiculous questions. I'm like,
yes, I had some people ask me some crazy stuff too, but it was funny. I was more entertained than they probably were. You probably had the same type of stuff. Like, what's a good night to do business on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like if I write this fake check, will I go to jail?
Is this person gonna have my money? Is it a setup? Like shuffle them cards. Is it a setup? I'm excited to know. It's like Law and Order Psychic Edition.
Yeah, but it was cool because I had did some readings for some FBI agents for
Mm-hmm.
missing person cases. That was pretty cool. And
Mm-hmm.
then some celebrities called me because of the confidentiality of the site.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked that because I got to know the ins of how certain things work. So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun while it lasted.
And some people think like using your psychic ability is seeing the future. It's not really seeing the future. It's seeing more into things, more insight, like beyond what other people see. I'll say more interdimensional, seeing things that other people can't. Not necessarily the future or the past, but just the things that they don't see or that are unavailable to their senses. You know,
Mhm.
so the things we can tap into
Yeah,
frequency.
I
Mhm.
I think with that being said, I believe that Pisces is the most psychic zodiac sign.
Mhm.
I think we're the highest psychic wise. I believe that.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like it's so funny because you already know you're gonna be right. You already know you're right. You ain't even gonna argue with people. It's like I know what I'm talking about. Believe me. Just come on.
That's exactly how I am.
But you can't argue with people because they're gonna argue with you left and right until they wrong. Until they get proven wrong. And I don't like to do that. I was like, you know what? I know what I'm talking about. Just listen to me. Come on. I promise.
Yeah, I like to say something just one time and then
Mhm.
that's it. Because I know I'm gonna be right.
Mhm. And it's so funny because it's to the point now where when people have doubted you before and it's been proven over and over and over to them time after time after time, they don't even question it no more. It's like, okay, they just go fall in line and they listen.
That's how everybody around me is right now. Because my track record is that spot on.
Yeah. It's kind of funny though, right? It's like you don't, and it's not like you're greedy with power or you like trying to be dominant. It's like I'm just trying to let y'all know stuff. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. It's impeccable insight.
Hmm.
Some people misconstrue that for trying to be controlling or manipulative, but it's more. I have the gift to know how this is going to go.
Hmm.
Trust me on this one.
Hmm.
Yep.
And it's not like you're like seeing into the future. It's just like you understand what is already. It's like you already know what it is.
Yeah.
So you said okay, Moby says as a Pisces, they can see a person's intention before they do. That's true.
That's true too.
And I be warning people before they even have the bad intention, not to have the bad intentions. They don't want to do that. They better just make it right before they make it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you ever run into that? You run into someone and you can see that their intentions are going to turn bad
Oh
before
yeah.
and so you tell them before they even think about it, not to even
Yeah,
think.
because I can feel it. So before they even speak, it's like I seen this coming before we even got on the phone. Here we go. And I'm just waiting. And I'm like, you got any minute to change your mind on this?
Hmm. Hmm. Or you just tell them a story. What happened to the last one that tried to cross you before they even think about it?
Right. Right. So that's a good piece of advice on Pisces, y'all.
Like in a nice, you could do it in a nice way, like, um, oh, you know what? This one person that was just really mean to me. Their house just burnt down. I don't know. It was weird. So or caught fire, or whatever. It's just really weird sometimes. I don't know. And so then they think twice about starting something. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Someone says read the universal laws and learn alchemy. Yeah, that's a good beginner step. What do you think about the universal principles, the universal laws when practicing magic or conjure or spirits? Do you think spirits are Also, using alchemy, spiritual.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Right. We all are bound by different forces, right? Laws and regulations. Um, so if you stick to certain guidelines for the most part, you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Not to sound so restrictive, but for example, like it's common sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't contact anyone, and the only thing you want to do is ask for something.
Mm-hmm.
That's a law. Like treat people like how you want to be treated, right?
Exactly. So I came up with a loophole. It's not a bad loophole, but it's a mutual understanding. So let's say you want to ask for something, but you don't want to just come up and ask. You can conjure spirits, ancestors, or whatever, and you can start thinking about what it is that you would like to see, or you can imagine, like, oh, this is how I imagine my life in the future. I would really love to be A, B, C, and D, just like in a polite conversation, So like when you conjure the ancestors or spirits, give an altar and all that kind of stuff, you could think, oh yeah, I could, I really want to do this, have this type of business, in a couple of years. These are my goals. And, if there's any type of energies or spirits that have, insight on these types of things, I would love to be inspired by, some of this knowledge and stuff like that. So when you're just saying those type of things, like you're becoming a vessel at that point to be inspired by some of these energies that have, experience in whatever it is you're embarking upon. So that's why they call it inspiration, because spirit inspiring you, right?
I like your technique there.
Mm-hmm. So like you could write it down, you can be writing down your plans and your goals. You done already put the altar up, the spirits is watching and paying attention and vibing with you, and you like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the next day, some of that list is checked off. You know what I'm saying? Already. Just
I
cause.
like that. I like that. A technique I have is you know, any spirit that you contact that you're going to start a relationship with, and that energy agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes their offerings on time,
Mm-hmm.
and no spirit, no deity, entity, whatever, likes to feel neglected.
Mm-mm.
So that's the big one, right? The deities don't like it, and your ancestral spirits don't like that energy feeling.
I got a
That's a
loophole on that one too.
all right.
Okay. So I know you were about to explain it all, but I'm just gonna give you my little two.
I
Make
got you.
make sure the altar that you set up is very similar to the stuff you like, the stuff you have, and the stuff that you are like that you enjoy as well. So you're not gonna forget yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna forget to feed that altar. You're not gonna forget to do anything. So stuff like, okay, so I have an altar, and some of the stuff that that I have on there is the stuff I have and I use every day too. So when I get me, I get them. You know what I'm saying? So
I like that.
work with an energy that is similar to what you're trying to become or what you already are.
Hmm. I like that.
I see a lot of girls doing that on social media as well. I see some of them show their altar and how they're, putting their little perfume and makeup and stuff like that on, while at the same time they light the candle on the altar and spray their little perfume on the altar, put the little iced coffee on the altar. Some of these girls on TikTok, they be giving them iced coffee instead of regular coffee.
Hmm.
So it's like they doing the same thing for themselves as they do for the spirit. So it's easy not to forget.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the key with the offerings, especially the food offerings, is the same way we need to eat to have energy to get things done. Energies that may be doing things on your behalf, they need the food to convert that into energy so that they can do things for you, especially your ancestors, because they're in place to get things done for you.
Someone asked me one time if you could put fake food up there. like fake food.
Sure. Another, I would say a reason to get into conjuring, right, is you can build a relationship with these spirits over time. Now you got 10 friends on the other side. Right? You got 10 friends on the other side. You have some good friends on this side. You're more in place to have a more favorable or comfortable life because you got some strong allies on both sides.
That Jay-Z song, La Familia.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. That's my joint.
Yeah, like whenever I hear that song, I think it up. I say, I know what that means.
Yeah. No, we need friends on the other side. We need companions on the other side. A lot of these spirits, they like companionship just like we like companionship. No one likes to feel lonely. Whether we're alive or dead, we like companionship. So we can provide that to some of the energies on the other side.
Okay, so I have some friends on the other side, and they be making me laugh too. Some of them are comedians, so I tap into like some of their energy sometimes. So these are actual people that have passed that I have actually known, and so sometimes I'll just see something that I'll just bust out laughing. It only will make sense, to me or that other person. So it's kind of interesting that way, not just a random, just like an actual person. So I think that could be necromancy, conjuring as well, because a lot of people don't realize that some of the energies that you work with, or some of the deities or energies or past loved ones that are working on the other side on your behalf, they've invested in you somehow,
Yeah. I got a question for you. How are you able to conjure and all of that stuff and keep your mental sanity?
I stay grounded by, like, that's why I have two channels,
like that.
Stay grounded on one side, I'm this way, on the other side, I'm that way. So if you meet in the middle, you're very balanced. So
I like that.
I don't go too far all the way over here, and I don't go too far over there.
Yeah.
Come back. I can get some designer scarves and robes that cost a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Or I can get some nice thrifted designer threads that cost a little money.
Yeah. Because a lot of people that I know that are watching this that would like to get into things like conjuring, they would prefer to be that balanced person, and they would prefer to keep their sanity and all of that. And I think you're a great example of that.
I think you have to have both sides, because like you can't be afraid to be seen as something else, like, because that's what alchemy is, transformation. You can't be like people call, like, some people say shapeshifter, some people say balance, some people say dark and light, yin and yang. You got to be both. So I feel like being both and not being afraid to be both is what keeps me balanced. Because I'll wear a sweatshirt that says gold digger and all day with some crystals on and with some sage in my hand. I don't care. Because like that's what alchemy is. You searching for gold. Okay. And I'll make it make sense on both sides. I think that's also a good quality of Pisces too. They can make they can make things make sense in a more simplified way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So have that balance and don't be afraid of what people gonna think of you.
That's a big one right there.
I will never be afraid because I don't care. I'm like, look, I remember when people started first finding out about this channel, and they were starting to clip stuff and put it on TikTok in there, talk about, oh, SHERA 7 is a witch and all this.
Yeah. Hey, I see some of that stuff. I still be watching it. It's funny as hell to me.
And they're like, exposed. I'm like, I have a channel, fool. Come on through. Click on like. Look, okay. I've been doing this for a long time. It's not exposed.
They be like, she's a witch. Like, you know how old this channel is?
This channel older than you. Shut up. The channel was older than them. So I prefer the term goddess, alchemist, witch around Halloween. This is more festive, whatever. So I don't mind. And I feel like it actually worked in my favor because more people started listening to me after that because they saw that there was a deeper spiritual insight to what I'm doing. You know?
Yep.
So, yes. So, someone asked earlier, let me answer one of these questions. They sent what do you think about unintentional astral projection? Does that have anything to do with spirits, or are there, a conjuring?
That's a very vast question. Does it have anything to do with conjuring? I mean, it could, but unintentional astral projection. I think if that's something that you're experiencing, and if you feel like you're experiencing that a lot, learn how to travel. Because there's something pulling you to do that. So learn how to navigate in the astrals, learn astral techniques, learn how to ground yourself. There's certain emergency techniques we use to ground ourselves right away if we don't feel like we want to be astral traveling and stuff like that. But if that's happening, you probably want to learn the art of astral projection in totality, because your spirit is pulling you to travel for a reason.
I feel that's so true, because when you're pulled to it, or even lucid dreaming, when you're pulled into like lucid dreaming or pulled into astral travel, I think that's preparation for something that's getting ready to happen to you in real life. It's like the simulation on the Matrix.
Yep.
So when you're being pulled to astral travel, when you're being pulled to lucid dream, you're literally, in my opinion, it's like being trained in the simulation in the Matrix, because you're getting ready to face something that you're going to need that preparation for. You're going to need that mental power and that mental awareness on how to navigate in the spiritual realm, And so, as above, so below, as within, so without. You're going to know the techniques to use, how to identify certain things, and your faith that's tested in the astral or the lucid dream is very strong compared to what you're going to have in real life. So your powers of manifestation, your powers as a magician, as an alchemist, are times 10 in this reality than they are in the lucid state or in the astral state. So it's literally just training for what you're getting ready to need those for, or those powers for. What do you guys think of connection between Virgo, Mercury? I don't even know nothing about astrology, baby. Do you know anything about astrology?
Yeah, I can't answer that.
Okay. The stars are in the sky. Okay, let me read it. Let me read it all the way through. What do you guys think of the connection between Virgo, Mercury, and its connection to alchemy? There is a connection with Thoth as well, the winged god who carries messages between gods and men. Okay. So Hermes. Mercury, Hermes, the messenger planet. So those types of energies are messages, but sometimes also like Hermes and Thoth are also considered, or at least, yeah, tricksters as well. That's why, yeah.
All I got is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth by
Mm-hmm.
Billy Carson.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good book.
Yeah,
I read it.
that's a good book, and he was actually on the channel like years ago.
I saw that.
And so, like, yeah, I read that book. It was really good. I read other, yeah.
Billy Carson was on your channel before he blew up.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't that
He was
big
already
yet. You said what?
I said he was already blown up, in my opinion. Maybe he blew up further.
Yeah, he blew up further.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was already a fan, so I didn't know. Sprinkle.
But that's a good book. It's a good book.
Mm-hmm. There's also a book called Woke Don't Mean Broke. It's like, just because you're woke don't mean you got to be broke. So it's like a spiritual financial book too.
Billy Carson wrote that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap.
Okay, you said, yeah. So very, very good read. Thank you, Mixtress Monica. Hey, SHERA. Hey, Terrane. Hey, girl.
What's up, Mixtress Monica?
I like that name. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all something. I'm just unboxing something that I got in the mail from, look at this. This is apophyllite.
Okay.
You know about that? This will give you psychic, like extreme psychic vision. The apophyllite stone. And look how big this cluster is.
Yeah.
This is good for insight, all of that. You like a lot of people put it on your pineal gland and meditate.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all are interested in stones and crystals and jewelry, I'm gonna link the person who makes and sends me stuff. They're Theodian on Instagram.
I love apophyllite because it's like they call it a gateway stone.
Mm-hmm.
Apophyllite and what you call that other one?
Working with the spirits.
I forget the name of it. It's a blue stone, but it's a gateway stone. Apophyllite is real powerful.
Okay. They also sent me this necklace. Look at this.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
They make jewelry, like they make spiritual jewelry.
What crystal is in there? Amethyst?
Amethyst. Hold on. Yeah, this is amethyst. They have all stuff. And look at this.
Yeah, that's hot. Amethyst good for the third eye too.
I like the hook. So if y'all are interested, Theodian, I'm gonna link it here on. I'm gonna have it linked also later on. I'll probably do a whole little unboxing. But
yeah, that is fire.
Yeah, Theodian sent me jewelry long time ago. I have a lot of pieces from him. He's a jewelry maker.
Yeah, I'm about to go follow him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at his Instagram.
Do you see them pieces?
Yeah, he got some good stuff.
I know. I'm trying to put this on. I've gotten so much jewelry from. I've gotten rings, wands. He makes wands as well.
You know, I'm gonna try to get a crown from him. I'm gonna try to see if he can make me a crown.
Oh yeah. So this is over my other necklace. Amethyst is good for also psychic clarity, soberness. Oh, here's his info, y'all. Theodian.com. No. Theodian LLC.com. All right. Ooh, that was like my necklace up on there.
So I wonder what you're gonna do with that apophyllite.
I'm gonna lay down and do just like this. Listen to an old vinyl record. I have burning incense. Or I have this oil. It's called Occult Shop. I bought this on Etsy somewhere, but it's called Occult Shop, and it smells like an occult shop. It smells like incense, in oil form, like incense, oil, patchouli. It smells like when you walk into an old books. So I put that on, or an incense on, some type of oil or whatever. I have a small one like this that I put on my forehead, like that, because that's what they say you should do with this apophyllite. Put it on your pineal gland, and it's the gateway. Like you said. It'll increase the frequency of your pineal gland. And copper is also a good conductor as well, and it increases your frequency.
Yep.
So if you want to attract certain energies of spirits, you got to wear certain things as well, because it increases your frequency. So you want to attract higher vibrating spirits or energies, you got to be a higher vibrating person to attract them too, right?
Right.
So you like rose oil because it's the highest vibrating essential oil, like floral oil. You want to be in a good state of mind, like you said, highly vibrational, maybe do some crystals and jewelry on, so you can attract the good, higher vibrational energies and spirits if you're going to conjure.
Right.
You looking at that jewelry, aren't you?
Yes. Stuff is fly. I'm not gonna lie.
Isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Let me take this. Let me take this name off so they can see how nice this jewelry is.
What's up?
It's big too, and it's heavy. Not super heavy, but it's like, look at the quality of it.
Yes, that is really good quality.
And it's bound really good. Isn't like none of
I like how it's wrapped well.
Yeah. He also made you a wand, like with two-sided crystal wand with like feathers and all that kind of stuff on it. Okay.
Do you have any wands?
Yeah. I got like a couple of them. I had one. So one lady sent me a wand that was made out of a crow claw. It was a black crow's claw with an amethyst and on it. And then I have one that Air Theodian made me. It has two like crystals on each side, and there's crystals in between. It's made out of copper, and it also has feathers on it. And I have some that I made myself. I have a lot.
I got quite a few wands. One of my favorite wands was a basic wooden pointer. That thing have done wonders.
My first wands were wooden. I have those.
Yeah.
But people wanted to send me stuff and show their work. And so they started sending me these really nice, wands. And then I started liking them. But yeah, the basic wands are always like really good to start off with. You can make your own. Just go out for a walk, find something that fell off a tree or a branch from a tree, depending on the type of tree. Just like on Harry Potter, the type of wood, the type of tree, the type of energy, you can charge it, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So get your wands. I made a light wand. I took a flashlight and a crystal, right? Like a big crystal about this big, like a pointed quartz, and a mini flashlight. And I used some polymer clay to mold it on there and stuck other crystals inside of it, and I painted it and I let it dry. So I could turn on the flashlight and the crystal would be lit up from the inside, and you could light wand.
Queen Elizabeth had the most expensive scepter. It's called the Royal Scepter. and it has 530 diamond carats.
530.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
the
think-
largest cut diamond in the world. I don't know who got it now, but yeah,
Wow.
maybe I forgot King Henry. He
Mm,
probably has it now.
that's like crazy. That's so valuable. So
Yeah.
that's like her. That was like her wand.
Yep. Yep.
Her like, don't they have like a orb and a wand?
Yeah. They call her well, it is a wand. They call her scepter the most valuable wand in the world. That's what they call it. Mhm.
You think they doing magic with them things?
Oh yeah. Come on now. Why would
Mm.
you have a 530 carat wand? Like
I guess they are. So okay, so what other crystals do you think are good for conjuring?
lapis lazuli.
Yeah.
It's my favorite crystal, hands down, for conjuring, realm hopping, gate jumping. Lapis lazuli.
You know, that's the new color of the sacred hair care line by Beyonce. She has a new lapis lazuli line for sacred, and the colors of the bottles are lapis blue.
What?
Yeah, because like I was scrolling, and they said they tell you about the stone before they tell you about the product. They said lapis lazuli was used in ancient Egypt to an artwork to symbolize the hair, and now we're using this color and on the bottles of the new sacred, you know, launch, and the bottles are lapis blue.
Wow. Um, clear quartz. I believe clear quartz is the classic conjuring crystal.
Mhm.
They said something like where there's a lot of ghost sightings, there's a
Mhm.
lot of quartz in the ground or something like that because the quartz saves the memory of like past events or something like that.
It's like a computer chip,
Yeah.
so the memories are stored.
And I think they did like a scientific study and where the quartz crystals are, that's where the ghosts are, the sightings.
Mhm.
So I would say clear quartz.
Wow. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do they have any like crystal caverns or caves around or something where you live? Or no?
Yeah, we got some stuff upstate New York. Definitely some things in Canada. Maybe something in Pennsylvania. But we got a couple crystal states, caves in New York, upstate though.
Okay. I know we got a lot down here. Like Austin and San Antonio area. It's like a whole big cavern. There's caverns everywhere of crystals. So a lot. The there was this place that sold crystals, and they used to take people to dig crystals up like near Austin and stuff. So that's interesting. I never went. I don't want to get dirty. I'll just get them from y'all. Uh, you know someone who was reading tarot cards who got possessed with demons. Okay, Nella.
That can happen. It can happen.
If you communicating with them and using the cards as communication, I can see that. Because if you conjure demons and you know, and your intentions are to conjure demons, that could be true. So what they need to do, what they friend need to do.
They need to get an exorcism before it gets out of control. If they haven't already.
Okay, how could you tell if somebody's possessed besides, I know you said they stink.
Yeah.
So besides their
One of my strongest confirmations is if that person starts speaking a language that they don't speak.
Okay.
And
What about those people that speak in tongues? Could that be considered or no? We have to say no.
it's some level of possession, but we can't automatically say that it's a demon.
Okay. All right. Someone said, how do they know it's a demon? How can you tell if it's a demon?
They stink. They stink, and of course, you know, it's not going to be polite or friendly. It's going to cause some sort of disturbance, right? And it will appear, or it's going to operate in a parasitic fashion. And it's going to try to feed off of something, and it's going to try to feed off of fear.
Okay. So feed off of fear and it stinks.
Yep. Poltergeist. That's the attachment, parasitic energy that feeds off of fear. Very intranquil.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the worst. Those are energies. Yeah, you do not want to play with those.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So what about paranormal investigators? Okay. I talked to one a couple days ago when I was at Galveston, and they were talking about demons, ghosts, paranormal investigation, how to know which one is which. And you know what they said? They said that demons can embody things and then just disappear as well, versus a ghost is just like a haunting and a memory or like an energy. But a demon can literally appear in physical form and then dispel, and then of course the smell and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't know. So what do you think?
I second that. I agree.
What they said is that
Mhm.
the alarm was tripped in a building,
Mhm.
and people thought that it was, getting robbed or something. So the police came, and they had their, pew pews, and they were searching around the building and they had cameras and all that kind of stuff for something. And they saw something on a camera, and they went up to investigate, and there was no way out of the room, and there was nothing there. It had just disappeared.
Mhm.
But they heard footsteps.
Mhm.
It tripped the alarm, and so I was like, "Oh, that's a ghost." And the paranormal investigator said, "No, that was a demon."
Mhm.
I'm like, well, how do you know the difference? Because they
Yeah.
set the alarm off and they disappeared
Mhm.
and causing havoc.
Yeah. The key thing with demons is
Mm-hmm.
they have a certain level of supernatural power.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I was on that show, Supernatural. That dude. It's like you watch all those TV shows, and then it's so funny when you go into the spaces that sell certain things, you're gonna run into certain types of people, and your life is gonna start to seem like them shows.
Yeah, word. So yeah, you ran into a paranormal investigator.
Yeah, I forgot to ask them their name, but they are on YouTube. It's a ex-Marine. Y'all might know who he is. I forgot to get his name. But I can go on the website of that pirate store
Yeah.
and ask the owner, because that was his best friend. So
Okay.
he's real tall, white dude. I think he's bald and wears like a Indiana Jones hat. And I think it's him and his girlfriend. And he's an ex-Marine, or he's in the Marines or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Someone said Ghost Facers. I don't know. I have to get the name, but they were very interesting, and they were like, talking a lot about stuff. Okay. You said drugs also give off this smell, but like if you're a drug addict, that's also a form of, parasitic.
Oh yeah. A lot of those drugs carry spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in the old days in alchemy, they would create stuff using spiritual spells, right? Like pharmacies.
Yep.
apothecaries were original conjurers
Yep.
of energies, and they would put it into the secret formulas, you know.
Yep.
So drugs are a lot of times, that's why they have all them side effects. You click on the TV and they're like, oh, this drug can do A, B, C, and D, but it'll do all this other stuff and mess you up.
Yep.
And if you have a parasitic infection, then they always say that.
Yep.
That's key right there.
Yep.
Don't take if you have a parasitic infection. You mean a possession? It's gonna mess you up. Someone said they possessed.
Oh Lord.
There's some women out here possessed by dust demons too. Out here possessed by the spirit of dust.
You know about that. Broke people carry a lot of intranquil spirits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, one of the first things I would tell my students, like, you want to get your money up, and you feel like you every which way you go, you can't get a dime. Do a parasite cleanse first.
Mm-hmm.
God, flush them demons out.
So a cleanse.
Yes, a physical parasite cleanse, because parasitic worms harbor demonic spirits.
Mm-hmm. That don't want you to thrive.
Right. Parasitic worms and flies. A lot of flies carry demons as well.
Mm-hmm.
Something to know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate flies. So, what? Okay, a parasitic cleanse, like, you know, for parasites.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have any other things that people should know about conjuring spirits or ghosts? Like, just something you want to share? Just
practice makes perfect. Take your time, do some good research, good study. Make sure you're in a good mental health space. Practice, right? Start with your ancestors and then slowly branch out. Don't ask for anything at first. Develop a relationship. What else? Incorporate your conjuring practice into your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is something that you are adding this practice to your lifestyle. Know that conjuring is ancient, and in certain cultures, it's still very well embedded in the culture. Mm-hmm. So it's not evil or anything like that. We have been doing this with the dead since time began.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
true.
There's a lot of this that can be beautiful as a practice. Like when you start getting good at it and you realize that you can have a whole entire allegiance on the other side. It will make you relate to people different, because now, like, even some people have a need for validation or whatever, but when you got other energies on the other sides validating you and things like that, how you interact with people, you'll be a lot more relaxed.
It's literally like a hype team, an entourage, or as Jay-Z calls La Familia.
Yeah.
Or as what Beyonce called goons.
Yeah. Some people, a lot of people that are into conjuring feel like the spirits are more loyal and faithful than people that are walking.
Mm-hmm. Gang.
Yeah, gang.
That's how they refer to it in rap. Gang, La Familia, team.
You know what I'm saying? And then
also, you know what I'm saying?
My practice, Kimbanda, essentially it's that we are in a secret society with the dead. Mm-hmm. Which that is so cool, because like we got like hundreds of spirits we interact with that assist us with things day to day.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is a beautiful experience to get good with the other side in that way. So I encourage all of y'all to go for it. Take your time.
Mm-hmm. So, let me read the question on the screen. It's about musical divination. So, you were told in a dream by someone you don't recognize to do music divination while I sleep. Thoughts? I don't know what music divination is. Any advice?
I never heard of that.
Music notes are a frequency, and
Okay.
keys are the keys and letters of musical notes, and the frequency that you can tap into is a frequency.
Okay.
So musical divination, it's like a sound bowl or like keys on a piano that vibrate at a certain frequency, and it creates sacred geometry. And then you can use sacred geometry and all that kind of stuff, numerology and all that kind of stuff to divine or to prophesy.
That makes sense. This is the first time I heard of that. Wow.
I have a book called Quadrivium. Quadrivium?
Quadrivium.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on sacred geometry. It's on musical notes. It's on colors. So the spectrum of colors, musical notes, sacred geometry.
I have this book.
Science. Yeah. I thought you might have had it.
Yeah. Okay. So they have do they talk about musical divination in this?
It's more of the science, but if
Okay.
you're an occultist, you'll read between the lines.
Yeah. That book is vast too.
Mm-hmm.
They go in the harmonics and all of that stuff and the geometry. Yes. That is a good book.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, sound frequency, sacred geometry, sigils, all of that stuff go together.
Yeah, that is a good book.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I was trying to tell somebody about that book, and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna look in there. Like a lot of musicians or songwriters, they use that in their music to create certain frequencies in their songs as well. And you know, you know what they be doing. That's a good book to use to do it with. So like if you're an up and coming artist, look into it.
I feel like someone like Michael Jackson knew that stuff inside out, like
Mhm.
to the T.
He's a major occultist. That's why
Yeah.
he's so powerful. If you listen to his music if you listen to his a cappella music where he layers his vocals, that's what he's doing right there. He's creating a sacred geometry frequency with music and
Mhm.
puts you on a frequency. And that's not even with the instrumentals or a beat or anything. That's just his voice on several dimensions at the same time, creating a quantum
Yep.
entanglement. That's why
Mhm.
everybody's still saying his name. We're in a
Mhm.
entanglement, like Jada Pinkett and that rapper.
Yep.
We're in a quantum entanglement. Okay. So I was saying on one video I always talk about main character energy when you walk into a room, own the room, da da da. And I was saying, like, the most famous person, ever in the world, they have main character energy of the entire earth. Everybody on earth mostly know who that is. That's crazy.
Mhm.
And only from their voice, their main character energy, their symbolism, like they literally were a magician. That's the only way you could do it with no internet.
With no internet.
With no internet.
Mhm.
And then when the internet, was able to push that even further, so you got that. These started with the magic, and then the technology and everything grew everything times a million or trillion or whatever.
Yep.
So energies. light orbs, ghosts, spirits, ancestors. What are those? Disembodied spirits.
Definitely could be ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely ghosts. Um, those wouldn't be demons. A lot of times you go to a cemetery at nighttime. If the cemetery is haunted enough, you'll definitely see the light orbs. So one of the ways we know that those a lot of times those are ancestral spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You take video, you can see them. Even
Mm-hmm.
in the daytime, sometimes in the daytime, if you take the video and like do it like night vision or whatever, or like adjust it, you could see them still too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So are you doing any kind of ghost hunting this season? I know the veil is thinning. Are y'all going back out there?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do Galveston before the year ends, and then we're going to Gettysburg, and we're gonna do some haunted tours. We're gonna do that in October.
Oh,
Yeah,
you should go live when y'all go.
you already know it.
Do you watch Ghost Brothers?
Oh yeah. That's I wanted to do a paranormal channel, like
Mm,
a straight paranormal channel. I'm thinking about it. Maybe a couple years from now, it
yeah.
could be like a Coven paranormal channel. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm mad that they canceled the Ghost Brothers show.
yeah. They canceled it.
But I know one of them has a YouTube channel. I think it was Dalen.
Mhm.
And he goes and does live like investigations and walks through cemeteries and stuff still. He got a YouTube channel.
You know, my favorite of all time was The Scariest Places on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that series. That was such a good show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was some lots of weird stuff. Like there's these shows that like scariest places on earth, you know, strange things. I don't know. There was just all these type of shows on like the Travel Channel. And it was like have all these weird anomalies. You know how they like showed like these creatures crawling up the building in different countries and stuff. And it's like on film from like a long time ago, and a lot of people debunked it or they said that it wasn't fake or something like that. So have you seen those types of like shows and videos online and stuff?
When people debunking,
No, when they say that they can't debunk it.
oh yeah.
You
I believe
like
I
say,
believe 98% of that stuff is real.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I be
yeah.
like, I'm like, what is that? Like it's some kind of weird, like skinny, tall, entity. Like what are those? Are those spirits? Are they aliens? Are they demons? Like some
I think
creatures or
I
something?
think most of the things that we see on video like that are some high-ranking demons from other dimensions.
Mm,
And I think those things have a lot of rank and power
because they can be seen. Is
because
that
they
what?
can be seen and they disappear like that. And a lot of the times, the person's recording in like an insane asylum
Mhm,
or a prison that has been closed for like a long time or something like that, or a place where like a lot of horrors happen. That's where
mhm,
those things are shown on camera.
mhm.
So I have strong reason to believe that they're definitely demons.
Okay, are they stuck there or they just like the energy there?
I think that we have, so for example, in an insane asylum, especially long after it's closed down, it
Mhm,
can open up its own portal of like a hell.
mhm.
And then that place just festers and it builds. You know what I'm saying? So an insane asylum can be an entire dimension because of the things that have occurred. And then now that portal is just open. You know what I'm saying? And I think that these things can move through to and fro.
Okay, so let's say you're a ghost hunter and you visit one of these prisons and you're investigating it, and the
Mhm.
portal is open. Is that you don't have no protection on? Are you able to be possessed by some of these demons if you just walking around?
Oh, absolutely. You'll either be possessed, you'll get sick.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You'll get nauseous. You'll feel like you want to faint. You'll
Hmm.
feel like, okay, I got to get out of here. Very dangerous to move into that type of stuff with no protection. See, regular haunted places is one thing, but if you
Okay.
go into a seriously infested place with a lot of negative energy and you
Hmm.
don't have any protection, that is unwise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wants your number. 917. What's the rest?
605
Hmm.
1469.
It's
I'm
also in the description bar.
Yep. I'm doing love, money, and protection rituals. So
Okay.
text me if you want something done.
Okay.
Mhm.
What if somebody calling you for an exorcism? You
We
gonna
gotta
do?
investigate that.
You do it on FaceTime?
Oh no, I gotta pull up.
You gotta pull up.
Yeah, gotta pull up.
Okay. You
Face,
gotta go to the gym.
yeah, I gotta go to. Yeah, I've never did a FaceTime exorcism.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna sign my kusa. That'll be mine. That's mine. I'm gonna charge you too. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, parents. Okay, Ellie, sprinkle, sprinkle. I always joke around, but like when I say, oh, when somebody says, I got bad luck, I think I'm possessed, or there's some bad energies in my house, I just play some Michael Jackson. I don't know. That's what I do. But I think a lot of people don't realize that when we were talking about the music and the sound and the frequency and the magic in the magic in the music gets to you. Life ain't so bad at all. So play some Michael Jackson, the old stuff too. Yes, sprinkle, sprinkle.
Word, word.
It will it's like one of those. It's like it dispels the negative energies because of the frequency, because of the stacked vocals, because of the frequency of the tone and the notes that were chosen, the opening notes. So if you like pay attention to like some of their songs, like "Want to Be Starting Something," like it starts off with with trumpets, okay, and
Mhm.
then goes into like a lot of other stuff. So you understand. Just play it, put it on. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle.
Yep.
If that don't work, call Terrane. There was some movie that exorcised demons with speakers. I forgot, it was a horror movie, and there was some like paranormal investigators went into this haunted house, and instead of like doing exorcisms, they used sound frequency to dispel the energy and bust it up into a bunch of individual like pieces and scatter it, but it would like get back together. So they needed like a stronger frequency. I don't know the name of that movie, but they were using science to and sound science to dispel negative like entities and ghosts and demons and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
I feel like singing bowls and all of that could do that.
Yeah.
Especially somebody who really know how to work singing bowls.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They
Yep.
were, yeah, but they had these giant speakers. I think the government has something like that too, where they can like use these like waves and frequencies to like program people or like knock them out. So I think they were using that for like paranormal investigations and like exorcisms as well. Okay, what do you think about Conjuring? Okay, so the new Conjuring that's coming out, that's supposed to be. Let's talk about this real quick because we got that in the
Okay.
notes.
Okay.
New Conjuring that's coming out was supposed to be like the most epic one, the most scariest one, because the spirit had manifested over like 12 years or something like that in them people's house.
Hmm.
And so like the story is like Ed and Lorraine gotta go into the house and like all these other demons keep are popping up from her past, plus the one that's in the house that's been in there for like over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
They have to like get rid of it.
And that is a true story.
Mm-hmm.
From the 70s.
Mm.
Oh, I can't wait.
You know, there was a lot of like paranormal activities that started happening around the 70s and early 80s for some reason. And I was watching on Ancient Aliens that there was these rich people. They were in Hollywood and they started messing with certain rituals that they got from a book. I think it was Aleister Crowley's book, right? And they were instructed not to do those rituals and spells because they probably didn't have enough knowledge. So they started doing those. And so they started opening up a bunch of portals. I forgot their names, but one of them was famous. And so during that era in the 70s and the 80s, that's when they started to manifest all this UFO activity.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. So in the 70s and 80s, possession, UFOs, and all that stuff started coming around the same time. And it's because a lot of these people in Hollywood and like that had gotten rich and gotten into the occult, they started dabbling in magic and opening up portholes.
So yeah, that's right. They, especially the people in Hollywood, they were doing more occult rituals than ever.
Mm-hmm.
There was a occult wave, especially like in the rich people.
Yep, that was like their entertainment, and they didn't move without doing like a reading or a seance, or they would try to tap into this stuff and raise a lot of like energy, and so that's when all this stuff started happening. And dabbling, I think that's what caused it, because people were just doing it as entertainment versus what it was really for.
So the new Conjuring, I can't wait because they said it's the scariest one yet.
Okay, September 5th. I'm going to the theater to see it. I'm not going to wait till.
Yeah, me too.
Go see it.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
The last one was pretty good too. You see that one?
I did, but you gotta remind me.
It was a lady that was like she was from the Victorian era, and she was a witch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
She was living in the basement. It was that guy's daughter, the priest's daughter, who was like a witch.
The priest's daughter. Yep.
Yeah. So that kind of mixed up like the church, the occult, necromancy, and everything. That mixed it all up. That last one, the devil made me do it or something.
Yeah, and then it was the priest's daughter. So that was cool.
Yeah, I like that one because it had like a lot of dark occult church, witchy stuff in there. So anyway, all right. I don't know if you want to stick around a little longer, or we can wrap it.
I can wrap it up.
Okay. So tell them what you're doing. Tell them about the. I know you said you're going to do
love, money, protection spells. If you legal spells or any type of rituals, that's what I'm doing this week. Y'all interested? Text me 917-605-1469.
Okay, I'm typing it in.
All right, my friend.
All right, thank you for joining us.
Peace.
Okay. Let me change this real quick. Okay. How are y'all? Okay, I'm still here. Okay, so y'all hit him up if y'all want some spell work or readings or whatever. I don't do it no more. He said you can't do virtual exorcisms. You don't like scary movies? Girl, that's all I want to watch. They're not scary to me. I just be studying and learning from them. They're literally just like, mm-hmm. Anyway, y'all. So if y'all wanna check out Air Theodian on Instagram, that's where I got this necklace from. It's a really beautiful piece. And I'm gonna link him again as well. He has beautiful pieces on his website. You're literally gonna be scrolling and like salivating for some of these pieces. So and also crystals, stones, and all that kind of stuff. I'm so happy about this. I'm gonna have to text and thank him profusely for this. Oh my god, apophyllite. This is apophyllite. Can y'all don't know, y'all don't understand. I have one little, okay, so the piece that I have is about this small. Like literally, the piece that I own is about this small. And look what I have now. Okay, and that the small piece that I had and was working with really was like powerful. So I can only imagine how powerful this apophyllite is. And it has some type of like other little crystals on it right here and there. So you said, are conjuring couples frauds? What do you mean? Like the Ed and Lorraine Warren? I think Lorraine was definitely a medium. For sure. Okay. Enchanted things occur every now and then watching this channel. Yes, they do. Okay. You said y'all forgot Shira was a mortician. Yes. It's so funny that people that don't know, like, you know, what I used to do and all that stuff. What is the Instagram name for the necklace again? I'm finna post it right now. Air Theodian. Is that link? I just linked it right there. You see? Look, I'm gonna put it on the screen. Where you go? Air Theodian on Instagram. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And their pieces are beautiful. I have a few of their pieces. You probably see me wearing them along like a couple of years ago on this channel. I still have like a couple of rings. I have a wand. They make beautiful pieces. Okay. You've just, let me read some of these. Do you think the US is good to stay for us girls? Yeah, get money. You're gonna need some. I think where else would you go? Go wherever your heart takes you. Where the money is. You said, have I seen something lately? Me? It's not so much as seeing anything, it's witnessing and experiencing, you know, synchronicities or, you know, good things. You know what I'm saying? So No, it's more like experiencing things and good things that are synchronized in a form or fashion that you have certain favor. So it's kind of like that. Unless you're tapping into it like daily and really raising your frequency to a level where you can see interdimensionally or communicate interdimensionally, you could kind of tune it up or tune it out. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you could turn it up or turn it down. And you can balance yourself out as well by focusing on other things. And I think me and Terrane were talking about it earlier about not doing certain things when you're not in a lifted state of frequency. Like if you're a low frequency, if you're not happy, if you're feeling down, yeah, you shouldn't mess with no type of conjuring or anything until you get all of that to where it should be. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. So like, you said yes to synchronicity, especially after that intense black moon. Yes. Which book did I mention for the music? Quadrivium, I believe. It should be linked in my at the very top of the comment section, the live comments, and also the very first or second link in my description bar. It's like all the spiritual and items and books that I, suggest and mention. You can get them on Amazon. Quadrivium is one of them. Yes. Starts with a Q. It's more of a scientific book, but science and magic go together once it becomes quantum physics and sacred geometry. So if you're an occultist, that book will be just fine for you. If you're a beginner, it's going to be reading more like science. You said buy her elixirs, they raise that frequency, period. Thank you, KJ. Yes, my Etsy store is also linked there. The Dark Realm. Let's see if I can link it to y'all here. Start with phase 1. And look, a lot of y'all have been purchasing it, and I'm so happy. Thank you so much. But please make sure y'all's address is correct and that y'all have the funds in y'all's accounts. And that y'all select the correct size. There's a ½ ounce and a full ounce. A full ounce is recommended because it's going to last you about a month. You're going to take half a dropper in the morning and half a dropper in the afternoon. Okay, that's for instructions for all. So some of y'all, I'm not trying to be rude, but don't go and buy that if your rent is due and you don't have the money. Okay. And also make sure your address is up to date before you click order. Okay. Because some of y'all, I swear, I don't like customer service, baby. Okay. So I might not get you in time to change your address. Okay. It might get sent back if you don't be thorough and check your address. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So before you order, check the address. Make sure it's up to date. Make sure you got the money in the funds. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all don't understand what I have to go through. Love you, SHERA. What do you think about angel numbers? Do you think they are demonic? Why would they be called angel numbers if they were demonic? Unless, if you believe they are. It depends on how you vibrate or how you feel when you see it. Some people work with fear. Some people work with synchronicity. Some people work with signs. So what do they mean to you? How do they make you feel and vibrate? Then that's what it is. So, yeah, some of y'all wrote me talking about, I want a refund. I can't afford this. I'm like, then why did you click on buy? Don't let me pressure you to buy nothing if you can't afford it. That's the last thing I want to do. Okay. Make sure address is right. Make sure You're not dipping into the rent fund, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Wonderful. All right. Girl. Anyway, don't dip into your rent money, baby. You better off just waiting until you can afford stuff. What spell I can do to guarantee safety at work? A protection spell. Okay. You could just manifest protection. Anyone that you feel like is strong and powerful. You can use ancestors. You can carry a protection charm. You can just do protection candle, like whichever one, or you could do all of them. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. Whichever one you feel the most faithful in, or just do them all. Do a candle, carry a charm, maybe charge a piece of your jewelry as protection. You know, it says St. Michael's Prayer, St. Benedict medal. Like, it just all depends. Like, some people are Catholic, some people practice hoodoo, some people practice Santeria. So whatever, just whatever you feel like work, that's what's going to work. Okay. It's all about your frequency. And, to start a new stream of income. Okay. What kind of work is it? It's whatever kind of work you call it. You mean the elixir? It's an oral elixir that raises your frequency. There's nanoparticles of like gold, silver, platinum, and different alchemical formulas to raise your frequency. Started phase 1 elixir on headaches normal. I felt lots of energy that day, but now sometimes headaches got the big one. Okay, don't drink caffeine if you're going to take, because it does give you energy. So if you're experiencing headaches, cut down on the caffeine. I don't know, do you drink coffee? Okay, cut down on your caffeine and sodium intake. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Okay. I noticed that when I was taking phase 1, I had to cut caffeine. Mm-hmm. You have been watching my videos for 10 years and I have learned so much. Thank you. Thank you, the goddess of witches. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I love that name. Thank you for being here for over 10 years or 10 years. I appreciate it. Someone says the crown chakra is opening. Frequency shifts often have those types of symptoms. Like if you're expanding your frequency and hiring your frequency, that may definitely occur, but cut down on the caffeine and that may also help. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I love your dark energy videos. They are very useful. Okay, Rashawn, I appreciate that. I would look back at those videos and I'm like, dang, I was really going in. Really going in. Okay. If a stray cat is screeching outside my window at 4 a.m., what does it mean? It means to feed it, ma'am. It's hungry. Or it's rolling around on the pavement with another cat. It means give it some privacy or give it some food. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. It's in heat. It's trying to get some, man. Do a spell to help it find a mate. I don't know. Or some food. Cats are nocturnal creatures. When they're in heat, they be outside doing that mating heat call. Mm-hmm. Cats being heat in your neighborhood. Oh my goodness. I mean, that I can understand how that would wake you up and be scary because they be screaming loud. Okay. You've been blessed by the cat deities. Okay, there you go. How to get rid of a mimic. What do you mean a mimic? Explain deeper. Like a mimicking person, a mimicking spirit. Like you got to tell me the details. Like someone pretending to be someone else. Someone like, give me more specifics. An energy that pretends to be something that it's not. You mean that? A spirit mimicking a human. Okay. Got you. Like it's not quite a possession, but it's not that person. Play along with it. I've encountered a few mimics before. I just play along with it to see what they gonna say. I'll be interested. I'll be doing research. I don't even care. I'm like, so sometimes I like the mimic better. What's the difference between phase 1 and 2 elixir? Phase 1 is like it's gonna get your frequency high. It's going to get you out of your own way. It's going to allow you to want to do more. Going to give you more energy. It's going to basically get you out of your own way. The excuses are going to stop. The bad habits are going to stop or lessen a lot. Like the bad habits are going to get less and less and less. Okay, you're going to have more ambition to do things that you're supposed to be doing. Okay, your frequencies and the neurons in your brain are going to start to fire faster, so you'll be able to connect more dots versus like having thought that goes on once or twice. It's going to keep expanding. Like, so when you think of something, you may say, okay, A plus B equals C. It's going to be A plus B plus C plus C. You're going to be able to see ahead, like strategy in chess, further. Okay, so it's going to just expand your consciousness a little bit. And then phase 2 is going to heighten your psychic abilities, not so much as tell the future, but just more insight, more intuition, things like that. It's going to open that third eye. But not in a scary way. It's going to just slightly give you a little bit more insight. Okay. Oh, and use my code Elixir Sale if you're gonna buy it. I'm gonna put it here. Let me make sure I spell it right. Yeah, Elixir Sale, and I'm gonna paste it on my Etsy shop. That's the code you can use to save, I think, some money. Okay. What if you have someone or some inner spirit or energy trying to enter your body and your heart spiraling and tingling up? Is it a demon trying to enter into your space? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Tingling. Oh, tightening. Okay. I think that's just anxiety or a panic attack, but some people will call it a spiritual attack. So I think you should just stop thinking about it and do something very relaxing and raise your frequency. Okay. You raise your frequency and you ground yourself, you're less likely to feel those types of things. Okay. But you got to ground yourself sometimes. Sometimes that could also just be some anxiety or something. Change your diet up as well. Cut out caffeine if you're experiencing certain things. Okay. A lot of times y'all don't even realize you might be taking in too much caffeine, and that can also mess with your nerves, your heart, and all this kind of stuff. Especially when you're doing a lot of spiritual work, you want to cut the caffeine a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so somebody was talking about that mimic. That was hilarious. Okay, so sometimes like I was joking, of course, like the mimic spirit sometimes is more interesting than the actual human themselves. Yeah. So someone was saying, how do you get rid of it? Da, 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 da. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think it's there in the first place? Because I'm always like a student. I'm always an observer. So you're asking how to get rid of it, but why is it there in the first place? Why is it there? What has that person been doing? Why do they have a mimic? You know, what have they been up to? Why them? Ask yourself those questions. That's where you need to start. What have they been doing? Who have they been talking to? You know? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Your boyfriend was getting heart problems. He thought I did a spell on him. Does he drink energy drinks? You just watching you, girl. Just watching you all day. Okay, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. People always want to blame other people. They just need to put down the caffeine. It's just that simple. I remember at one point I was drinking like 3 and 4 cups of coffee a day, and I would feel some weird stuff too. It's just too much caffeine. You're cut the caffeine. 1 cup of coffee a day, and that's pretty much it. Then switch over to herbal tea or something, or decaf. Okay. Okay, so what do you think a person has to do have a mimic of them? What? What do you think a person has to do to have a mimic of them? Oh, why do I think that there's a mimic of them? Okay, so when you say mimic, are you meaning an entirely different physical being that's not the actual person that you just see? Or is it the actual person with a different personality? Okay, Nikola Tesla advises to decrease consuming stimulants and provides the reasons. Okay, SB, sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes, that's so true. Um, when you're more grounded and calm and you raise your frequency in a different way, like with my elixirs, with sounds, sounds or whatever, diet, breathing, or whatever, that's going to be more effective. Okay. You said it recorded on the camera. Oh, okay. So we were talking earlier. Terrane was on the channel. Sometimes they're like demon type energies. Hmm. Hmm. You said you've experienced it before. I've never experienced it. I never seen like a person that I thought was someone else or looked just like them and it wasn't. I never saw that. But what I have experienced is like, I don't know if it was some sort of like spirit that like a mild possession or something. I've experienced someone I feel like being mildly possessed and like doing too much or maybe channeling. But no, I've never witnessed no mimic. Oh, a mimic is someone who constantly tries to be you. Okay. Um, no, I've never witnessed that. I don't pay close enough attention to people to realize if they're trying to be like me or not. I think I change it up too much for anybody to try to copy that, what I do. Like every week I got a different wig, different makeup style. I don't know. So if you have a problem with people mimicking you, just change yourself up every once in a while and do something different. Oh, thank you. You can look up UV blue light recording videos of spirit hopping from one person to another. Yes. It's like that movie with Denzel Washington. What's it called? Fallen? So is this mimic thing basically destiny swapping? No, I don't believe in none of that, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So think about this. How can it swap destinies if your future ain't even created? Okay. Let me break it down to you in simple terms. Is this mimic spirit dating a dusty? Are you dating a guy that's a provider? Do you fear that if this mimic spirit swaps your destinies, you're gonna end up with a dusty? Then just don't date no dust. You see, you create your own future. Okay. Remember, they say negative energies, and demons work on fear mongering. Fear mongering. None of that stuff is working unless you feed into the fear of it. Okay, angel number 404 has followed you for years and associated with romantic love. Could it be a spirit or a person I will eventually meet? If that's what you are, if that's what you're using as a symbol, perhaps. I mean, I did something similar to that when I was young. I said, when these circumstances happened, I know that's going to be the person I end up with. And it was more than a number. It was a literal situation. Okay. So if that's what you command, if that's what you say, then that's what's going to be, because you're going to create that. You're creating that. Okay. So for example, you probably heard me tell this story. I said, I'll know that this is the right person for me if it's raining, if it's nighttime, if we're driving in a car and this song comes on the radio. Now, the song is old. It's not playing on the current channels. It's an oldie song, okay? And I said this years before I met this person, okay? And it happened. And so I was like, when it was happening, it was like, okay, this is what it is. This is it. Now, that might not have been the right person for me, and I could have just made that and manifested that and put all the circumstances together and just accepted my fate. Or I could have, attracted that myself. It's up to you. We're creating this. Okay. So it's definitely up to you. So maybe that's your sign to pay closer attention to someone that's surrounding. Okay. Magical moment either way. Exactly. It's a spirit. It ain't interested in human destiny. Exactly. It can, like, literally, if a person can hop, if it's like you have the UV videos you say of spirits hopping person to person, they don't need to switch destinies with you. They can just switch people. They can just hop from her to him to them. Okay. Okay. You said you're on Elixir too, and you have been more creative. Yes, that's what it does. You on Elixir too, you got to have a project or something, a creative outlet. Definitely. Thank you. But see, a lot of people that deal with spiritual chicks or spiritual people, they know your triggers too. So you got to also be careful. Okay. All right. They know spiritual chicks pay attention to certain numbers. So they'll be like trying to be sneaky and call you at a certain time. Like, okay, this chick's spiritual. Let me call her at 11:11. So she think it's a sign and give it up. You know? Oh, this chick got a 404 finish. Let me call that 404. They're gonna have the text all text out and they're gonna hit send at 404 just for you. So be careful. Okay. Oh, she believes in soulmates. Do my research on soulmates. This is Dusty's out here that needs shelter for the winter. How to see the signs of a soulmate. And they're gonna be doing all them signs. So shh. If you believe in that stuff, don't tell nobody. Because all they're gonna do is figure it out. Okay. Y'all know that's funny because, like, people really be doing that stuff. Like, I'm sir, I don't care that you text at 11:11. What's that? I don't care. Did you text me $111? Then I don't care. You text me $1,111, then we ain't. I don't know. Do that. I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit more balanced than some of these spiritual chicks out here. You can text me at 11:11, but send some money with it. All right. That's my sign right there, the dollar sign. So, show me the money numbers, not the angel numbers. You could show me angel numbers and dollars on Cash App all day. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all be texting me angel number money. Thank you on my Cash App. That's a sign, dollar sign. Mm-hmm. You say you gonna text him at 666 so he think you the devil. Girl, there's not that time on the clock. I think you didn't overestimated yourself. You can't call at that time, baby. How you gonna call at that time? Because I want to know. Anyway, you said 606. Okay. Y'all silly. What does it mean when you see someone and you feel their energy, you start to cough? That's a repelling energy. And also like in my, like, if you really want, like, I don't really pay attention to stuff like that, but if I were to analyze that situation, like when you cough, you're expelling some of your energy, you know. You're either trying to get rid of something, like you're trying to get it out and get rid of it. Okay. Oh, Escher, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. 1111. I know that's right. This must mean something. So, oh, y'all see an orb? Where? Debunked. That was a piece of cotton fuzz. You see where my fingerprint is at? So I used this cotton to clean the camera earlier today. Look, I'm gonna debunk it for you. And now I'm gonna pull the camera. See the fuzz? Ooh, it's a ghost. We gonna keep it up there for the newcomer. They're gonna be scared. It's just a piece of cotton fuzz, but don't tell nobody it's a ghost. All right. Okay. Let me take it off so somebody gets scared and start throwing holy water. It's just a piece of cotton fuzz, literally. Okay. Debunked. That's camera magic right there by accident. You were scared of some cotton fuzz, girl. Mm-hmm. The smudge made it like an orb. Mm-hmm. I did not do that on purpose. Literally earlier today, I was cleaning off my webcam with this, and a little piece was stuck to it, and I didn't notice. And then I put a big piece on there so y'all could see that it was fake, obviously. Lately, you've been overwhelmed by constant signs related to death, numbers, and that's because you're concentrating on it. Leave it alone. It's fine. Okay, you're too concentrated. You're too locked in on it. Concentrate on something else. Ground yourself, okay? Because you're attracting it because you keep looking for it. It's just like the car thing. You say, "Oh, my dream car is this car," and all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere. You're too focused on it. You're too dialed in. You're too in tuned to it. So dial in and tune into something else. Okay, like some money. Then you're gonna start seeing money everywhere, like Rihanna said. All I see is signs. All I see is dollar signs. Start saying that. And then you're not gonna see death signs. You're gonna see dollar signs and money. Okay, and counting your money and still got your money. Okay, that's what Rihanna was doing right there. When you go into that form of focus and all you keep seeing is signs of something you don't want to see, transmute that into seeing signs of something you do want to see. Okay, you can get rich or you can go cuckoo. Which one are you gonna do? Get rich. Start counting your money instead of counting signs. Okay, start looking for money. The amount of signs that y'all see for something that's not even valuable, imagine if you switched and transmuted that to looking for money, to looking for streams of income, to looking for prosperity, to looking for opportunity. Okay. Lately, I've been seeing so much opportunity and signs and money everywhere, just coming to me. Everywhere I look, I see signs of money and opportunity and streams of income my way. I see all of this stuff keeps coming to me. Don't that sound much better? Focus on that. Okay. You could choose what you focus on. Focus on that. You can whatever else you want to focus on, but if it's something that you don't want to focus on, transmute, switch it to something else. Turn the channel. You're on a vibration of attraction, so attract something different. Get some money, baby. Okay. Play that song Pour It Up by Rihanna. That part where she says, all I see is signs, all I see is dollar signs. That's what you need right there. You're going to try to be more positive. The whole point of alchemy and spiritual alchemy is to turn lead into gold. Is to turn negative into positive and prosperity. So turn those negative thoughts that you're seeing or those negative signs that you're seeing into something more positive and, financially abundant. If you're powerful enough to attract signs, attract some dollar signs. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, see some money signs, baby. That's the signs you need. If you're working with energies, ancestors, spirits, or whatever, manifesting, dark energy, whatever you work with, those are the signs you want to see. Okay? Those are the signs that you want to focus on. Those are the signs that you're going to team. Your team is going to help you collect. Your team is going to help you find. Your team is going to point out. So focus on money. If you need some, if you want some, and it's a good distraction if you think about negative things. If you don't know what else to think about, just think about some money. You can always use that. You can give it away. You could stack it and invest it. But it is a currency. Remember, money is a currency and it is an energy. And you can wield it. And it's also something that you can manifest as well. So currency, money, is also material and it's also spiritual at the same time because you can literally attract it. It has energy. It can change many forms. There's many forms of money. Okay. So money is one of the closest things that we have to spiritual energy. If you really think about it, water and money. Okay. Water and money, certain elements are very close to energy that can be exchanged. The value can go up, the value can go down. It can change forms. So it's very close to alchemy. It's very close to material, spiritual to material. So that's why when I tell y'all to focus on money, I'm not kidding. Okay, what you do with your money is up to you. But if you can wield that energy, that currency, that frequency, that energy, it can transform into this. You can multiply it. Okay, so instead of focusing on something negative that doesn't serve you, do the opposite. You could use health, So people do breathing exercises. If you already got money, you don't need no more. Focus on your breath. In and out, baby. Currency. But it's easier to focus on something that you want to see. You got a plasma lighter after watching my other video? Okay, Sauce McNugget. I like that name. Yes. What are some good ways to effectively ground yourself? Don't always try to be so spiritual. That's number one. You got to keep a little bit of whimsy, a little bit of humor, a little bit of grounding, a little bit of, certain things in your life. It has to be a balance. Like some people go too far with their spirituality and they lose themselves. You gotta be able to be both. Okay. A little bit of practicality. Mm-hmm. I think I've noticed that Pisces can do this very easily. They can ground themselves as well as also be spiritual. Because, like, okay, so I'm going to use a couple of examples, like Brianna, Erica Badu. Okay, so I think Drew Barrymore is also a Pisces. Albert Einstein was a Pisces. So I think they have a really good way of balancing things with their imagination. You know what I'm saying? Their creativity, their imagination, um, materialism, you know, stuff like that. So you got to be able to balance that out. Can't be all one way. You can't think one thing is wrong and the other thing is right. You got to think, truth is perspective. What can I make work for me right now? I don't always have to believe everything at the same time, but when I need it, I know what I need to do. Has to be like that. Prince rules Pisces rules the feet, the grounding. Literal easier for them to stay grounded. Mm-hmm. Bridging science with spirituality is your tagline for your one business. Okay, Underwater Panther. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's so cool. I think it's already been done, but it hasn't been widely accepted by the masses yet. But it's good that people are teaching about it and, talking about it more. Anyway, thank y'all. I'm getting ready to go. You said, why are they releasing The Conjuring on September 5th? I don't know why. What day is that? Let me see my calendar. I didn't really look into it that deep. And let me see. What the heck is that? What's on my calendar? Let me see. Okay, 5th is on a Friday. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is it some type of numerology thing? You want to do the numerology on it? So September is 9 plus 5. That's 14. Okay. You got 1 plus 4 is 5. So that's 5. And then you do the year, which is 2025. So you got 4, 9, 5, 14, 5. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I don't know. Look up what 5 means. Is the number of man? I don't know. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.